Hello there, I hope you're doing fine. In this video, let us discuss block credits. When you pay tax on the purchases, you'll be able to claim credit for it, right? So you can adjust the same tax on your output tax. So what is input tax credit? The input tax, that is the tax that you pay on the purchases, you'll be able to claim credit for it. But there are certain cases, though you pay input tax, you'll not be able to claim credit, and hence the name block credit. This is under section 17 subsection 5. Okay, so what are those cases? Come, let's discuss one by one. First, to make things simple, whatever I've marked in red, it means you cannot claim tax, but even you cannot claim ITC. But even under such circumstances, there are certain exceptions. You cannot claim ITC on purchase of motor vehicles, but there are certain exceptions to it, where if it is used for certain particular purposes, you can claim ITC. So for those, I have marked in green. So this is a little confusing section if you just read it once or twice, but I've tried to break it down and make things simple for you. Also, I highly recommend you using colored pens. Whenever you use colored pens, it'll always attract attention, and it'll help you simplify things. When you're reading again, when you're studying again, it'll always simplify and help you concentrate better, and it'll also help you to mark significant points. Right, coming back. First, motor vehicles. When you purchase motor vehicles and other conveyances, what do they mean by motor vehicle? Motor vehicle for transportation of persons having capacity not more than 13 persons. So what do they mean? When you purchase a motor vehicle, but its seating capacity should not be more than 13 persons, means less than 13 persons, right? So when you purchase a motor vehicle which has less than 13% capacity, including the driver, you will not be able to claim ITC. But except when they are used for making the following taxable supplies. But if you purchase motor vehicles for further supply of motor vehicles, my business itself is to purchase and sell motor vehicles. I own a showroom, I own a car, I'm a car dealer, so I'll be able to claim ITC, right? If I'm engaged in the further supply of motor vehicles, or if I'm engaged in transportation of passengers or imparting training or driving such motor vehicles. If I have a driving school and I purchase a car, so I'll be able to claim ITC on such car. Okay, fine, simple. Next, if at all you purchase vessels and aircraft, you will not be able to claim ITC. So again, please use red color if you have. Okay, vessels and aircraft, you will not be able to claim ITC. Green, coming to cases where the conditions where you can claim ITC. What are those? For making the following taxable supplies. Namely, what are those? If you purchase vessels and aircraft, and if you use it for further supply, let's say you are a dealer in aircrafts, so your main business itself is to purchase and sell aircrafts, then you'll be able to claim ITC. Again, these points are again repeated. Transportation of passengers, imparting training on navigating such vessels, again imparting training on flying such aircraft. Tomorrow if you open any flight training academy, okay, so whenever you purchase aircrafts, you will be able to claim ITC, right? Fine. Then also, if it is used for transportation of goods, you will be able to claim ITC on such purchase of vessels and aircrafts. So whatever is marked in green, it means you can claim ITC. What is marked in red, you cannot claim ITC. Again, services of general repair, general insurance, servicing, repair, maintenance, insofar as they relate to motor vehicles, conveyance, and vessels and aircraft, right? So if at all you purchase, see, in your insurance, let's say 6,000 rupees is your premium, and they'll charge GST on that also. Have you seen that? So they'll say 6,000 plus, let's say 450 rupees is GST. So 6,450 is your total premium, right? So on that 450, you'll not be able to claim ITC, right? So they're telling you, whenever you pay tax on purchase of insurance or any sort of servicing, repair and maintenance related to the motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft, as is mentioned in clause A and clause AA above. See here, what is clause A? This, right? Motor vehicles and conveyances and related service. This is clause A, right? Then what is clause AA? That is vessels and aircraft. So that is why I've written here. So here I've written clause A is motor vehicles, clause A is vessels and aircraft, right? But if you purchase general insurance for the purpose of where motor vehicles where motor vehicles, vessels, aircraft referred in clause A and A are used for purposes specified therein. Means what were the purposes? See here, if you are engaged in further supply or transportation of passengers, in imparting training or transportation of goods, right? So we saw the exceptions, right? So if at all you purchase motor vehicles or vessels or aircraft and you are included in those exceptions, then even this insurance, servicing, repair, whatever you pay tax on that, you'll be able to claim ITC, right? Simple, fine. Okay, then where received by taxable person engaged in the manufacture of such motor vehicles, vessels, and now let's say I am a manufacturer. Okay, now if I am the manufacturer of such motor vehicles, vessels, and aircraft, then I'll be able to claim ITC on the input tax that is paid on general insurance, repair, maintenance, and so on. Also, if I am a taxable person and if I receive in the supply of general insurance receipt, general insurance services in respect of motor vehicles, vessels, and aircraft, means what? This is insurer A. Okay, now I am insurer B. So if I purchase any service from insurer A, I am also an insurer, right? I am also an insurer, but I purchase something from insurer A or from somebody else, then I'll be able to claim ITC. Okay, next, coming to following supply of goods or service or both. If I'm engaged in these category of supply of goods or service, I'll not be able to claim ITC. What is it? FOBHC, PLRH. Okay, just for remembering, FOBHC, PLRH. F, food and beverage. Sorry, F is food, then O is outdoor catering, B is beauty treatment, health service, cosmetic and plastic surgery, leasing, renting, hiring. See here, this whole thing is one. Okay, this whole thing is one. Let me write it in red. Okay, leasing, renting, hiring of what? Of motor vehicles, vessels, and aircraft. See, again they're coming to clause A and double A again. So whatever motor vehicles they mentioned in clause A and vessels and aircraft they mentioned in clause double A, except when they're used for purpose specified therein. You saw the exceptions, right? Where training, imparting training, and then transportation of passengers and goods, that exceptions category. If you belong to the exceptions category, then you'll be able to claim ITC if you are engaged in leasing such motor vehicle, renting or hiring of such motor vehicle, vessel, and aircraft. Simple, right? Okay, then this is a point where you cannot claim ITC. Only until here they have told, except if they are used for purpose. Then again, this is again a separate point. If you purchase life insurance or health insurance, you will not be able to claim ITC, provided. Now let's say I am engaged in outdoor catering. Okay, I am engaged in outdoor catering. Now what I do, I subcontract. Okay, I subcontract. This is outdoor catering person number A. I am outdoor catering person number B. So what do? I purchase some services from the same category of the same category of service, right? Same again, beauty treatment, health service. I am a hospital. I purchase some service from another hospital. So whatever, if it is in the same category, so I would have paid in tax, right? So whatever I make payment to Mr. A, that is outdoor catering Mr. A, I would have paid some tax to him. I'll be able to claim ITC. So in simple words, if I belong to FOBHC, PLRH and I purchase from the same category, so whatever input tax that I have paid, I'll be able to claim ITC. Simple. Or if it is forming as a part of, if such a supply is forming as a part of composite or mixed supply, right? Then next, if you purchase any membership of club, health and fitness center, you'll not be able to claim ITC. Again you pay your membership fees to your gym, right? So will you be able to claim ITC on that? No, you can't. Then travel benefits extended to employees on vacation such as leave or home travel concession. So whatever an employer, he extends travel benefit, right? So on that, whatever tax he pays, you'll not be able to claim ITC. But if it is obligatory for the employer, if the government makes it obligatory, now there was one case in Assam, the government made it obligatory for the employers to provide cab services or travel benefits to their employees whenever they make them work late. Okay, there was something like that, right? So whenever any government makes it obligation, like say you don't have a choice, you have to provide travel benefits, then the employer can claim ITC. Simple. Yes. Again, coming to next point, works contract services for construction of immovable property. So immovable property, here they're telling other than plant and machinery means what? If you claim ITC for, you cannot claim ITC for work contract service for immovable property. Other than plant and machinery means what? You can claim ITC. Okay. So if you are constructing, if you are engaged in works contract service, and if you are constructing plant and machinery, you will be able to claim ITC. Again, one more case where you will be able to claim ITC is if I subcontract. So I am works contractor B, and if I purchase some service from works contractor A, same category, right? So I'll be able to claim ITC. Again, next, self construction of immovable property. Now I am building, I am constructing a building. Okay, let's say I'm constructing a building for my office purpose. Fine. But see here, they're telling you again, other than plant and machinery means what? You will be able to claim ITC if you are self construction, if you are engaged in self construction for plant and machinery on his own account when such goods or services are used in the course of furtherance of business. So they're telling you, if you are involved in self construction of immovable property, you will not be able to claim ITC on the materials purchased. Okay, now they're telling you what does construction include. They tell you even reconstruction, renovation, addition, alteration, repair, extent of capitalization, all this also will form a part of construction. Even if you're making any sort of addition or any sort of renovation, that is also included in the definition of construction, right? Next, goods or services or both on which tax is being paid under section 10. Very important. You already know very well about this composition supply scheme. So you know that a composition supplier cannot claim ITC, and you also cannot charge any tax from the customer. Simple. Yes. Then any goods or service received by a non-resident taxable person, except on goods imported by him, means what? See here, if he imports any goods, so whatever IGST he has paid, no, so he'll be able to claim ITC on that, right? But if he has received from anybody else, that is within the country, if he is NRTP, then he'll not be able to claim ITC. Again, next, personal consumption, you cannot claim ITC, right? If you buy some things for your home, will you say, can you claim ITC on that? No, you can't. Then goods lost, stolen, destroyed, written off, disposed of by way of gift of free samples. Even for this, you can't claim ITC. But coming to gift of free samples, if you fall under Schedule 1, right? If you fall under Schedule 1, right? What is Schedule 1? Yes, tell me, you're right. Correct. You've studied what is Schedule 1. Without any consideration also, it will be considered as supply, right? So if you fall under Schedule 1, you will be able to claim ITC. Fine. So here we are done with block credits. I hope we have simplified the concept and you've understood well.